Feelings and Illusions. Selected articles of Pabitra Adhikary. Dedicated to my father, late Parimal Adhikary. 1. Aim of life. If life is a river, then its goal should not be to join the sea. The goal of life should be to make the land alongside fertile and flow properly. We have come empty-handed and shall go empty-handed. We will take along some memories and leave behind footprints. Only love can make this way of our journey beautiful. This universe is ours. Is it a reality or a dream? Is it tangible or illusion? This is a big question. We shall not be able to find answers ever to many such similar questions. What is the aim of our lives? Is it success or pleasure? Advancement or sacrifice? Money or love? Power or respect? Being famous or being integrated? Work or service? Enjoying life or understanding God? Knowledge or devotion? Being victorious or discovering something new? All of us have different opinions. A soldier's aim is victory. A lover's aim is love. An artist's aim is to create something new. A saint's aim is sacrifice. A spiritual leader aims to understand the existence of God. A common man's aim is to enjoy life. For some people, work is the objective of life, while some people think service is the actual aim of life. As Swami Vivekananda said, those who serve mankind or any other living being are serving God. Devote yourself for the betterment of the whole world. A businessman wants to have money, success, and improvement. But do these guarantee pleasures of life? Does power ensure respect? Isn't it equally important to be integrated along with being famous? Knowledge is more important for the wise. Devotion is more important to the devotee. However, I think every man has all the desires that I have mentioned so far. Sometimes they are dominant and sometimes subdued. There are qualities of a soldier, a lover, an artist, a businessman, and others in every man. Now, we have to decide how would we like to see our lives. Life will take us to that course in which we would like to set our lives. The aim of our lives will also follow that course. 2. The beauty of women. Who is more beautiful among the peacock or peahen? It is the peacock. If we compare the looks of the tiger and the tigress, we will find the tiger more beautiful. Among the lion and the lioness, it is unquestionably the lion with its gracious mane, which looks much pretty. But why this rule is not applicable in the case of human beings? There is no doubt about the fact that women look much beautiful than men. Women and beauty are now synonymous. Women have been showered with praises for her beauty from time immemorial. They have mesmerized millions of men by their beauty and elegance. Through the ages, numerous poets have written poems describing women's beauty. Countless artists have drawn pictures, and so many singers have sung songs praising the women's great looks. In Hinduism, women have been worshipped in different forms. Sometimes she is worshipped as nature or Prakriti, sometimes as the apex power or Adi Shakti. She is regarded as the source of all the creations in this world. Different types of women have been described. Examples are Padmini, Shankhini, Rukmini, Hastini, and so on. There are many arguments on the mysteries of the women's mind. Women are mysterious by nature. Sometimes she is caring, while sometimes deceiving. Sometimes she is generous, sometimes cruel. However, if we only focus our discussion on the beauty of women, we will belittle her contribution to the greater world. None can deny the great contribution of women in the constructive work of the society. The men have been able to focus on their work outside only because of the women managing the entire household. Sometimes they have also joined the men in the outdoor works and worked with equal vigor and vitality. Therefore, women cannot be regarded as only beauty icons. Any good or beneficial deed of this world has been done equally by both men and women. However, women have never got the due appreciation and acknowledgement for her contributions. They have been demeaned in comparison to the men. They have been exploited through the ages. The women have given so much to the men. Now the question arises that what do the women want in return? Is it only love? It may not be so. Women want their due respect from men. Man has to understand that the real beauty of a woman is not limited in her looks. It lies in her qualities, behavior, and sacrifices made by her. 3. The future world devoid of human existence. This is a future condition of the planet Earth, when it is no longer suitable for human habitation. Maybe human beings are responsible for that. The dissolved oxygen in the air has become so toxic that man cannot breathe in such air. Majority of human beings have left the earth. Those who could not have died due to lack of pure oxygen. This toxic oxygen has caused the death of millions of people and also animals. The human beings who have left the earth have started living in the universe. In the course of time, they are living in 108 asteroids. They are in search of a planet like the Earth. They are traveling in various dimensions to find out new Earth. But they are yet to find it. The planet Earth has no human beings now because it is unsuitable for human habitation. However, in spite of the absence of man, the life cycle is still continuing on the earth. New kinds of living beings have evolved in different ways. Strange creatures are living on the earth now. In future, man can come to the earth sometimes for brief visits, carrying artificial oxygen with them. But they cannot settle down here permanently. We have made this earth unfit for human habitation. That is why the future human beings are blaming us and asking why we have made this beautiful earth unsuitable for human habitation. As long as this earth was suitable for us, we did not take proper care of it. We did not give its proper value. We ourselves have made this planet harmful for us. And then, after leaving the earth, we have realized our mistakes. But now, it is too late. 4. Feelings and illusions. Beauty is a feeling. Had we not looked at the rose, would it have been beautiful? Had the name of rose not been rose, but instead, it would have been something else, then would we have loved it? Nothing matters with the name. If we look at the rose and say it's beautiful, then it becomes beautiful. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Whatever creates happiness in our mind, that is beautiful. All the feelings are being controlled by hormones. So, the feeling of beauty, form, flavor, fragrance, touch, music, every feeling is the creation of hormones. In one word, we can say everything is illusion. Suppose an object is creating a feeling of beauty in our minds, but it is not creating meaning of beauty in the minds of other creatures. Again, just the reverse can also be true. So we can say that the feeling of beauty changes with the change of place, time, and person. There is a limit to our world of feelings. Beyond this world of feelings, there is a huge world as well. So the great men have said that the mysteries there are in the world of our minds, there are not such mysteries in the whole universe. If we want to understand the macro, which is the universe galaxy, then we will have to understand the micro, which is the structure of atoms and molecules. Scientists have said that atoms are made up of proton, neutron, electron, etc. At the spiritual level, mention about more basic elements have been made. Those are Sattva, Raja, and Tama. With these three qualities, the 5 elements have been created, which are Akash, Vayu, Jal, Agni, and Prithvi. The whole universe has been created with these 5 elements. In this huge universe, every object is rotating around some or other object. Perhaps this is also rotating around any big black hole. Or this universe, ours, is situated within a big black hole. Outside this black hole, there is darkness and some parallel universes which are created at the time of universal programming rectification. If we want to understand this universe or multiverse, if we want to feel the soul of the universe, the Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, eternal God, then we will have to make our world of feelings bigger. 5. Sharing is caring. From childhood, we are taught to follow the principle of sharing is caring. If we share our pleasures, it grows manifold. If we share our pain, the burden of it becomes less heavy. However, be it pleasure or pain, it should always be shared with real friends. Otherwise, it may have a reverse effect. In childhood, we are taught to share toys and other little things with our friends, so that the bonding becomes strong. Not only friendship, but sharing is also very important for all our relationships. Just like understanding, adjustment, trust, and communication are important. Sharing too is important for a relationship. The world is one family. If we can properly share the amount of resource available in our earth among all, there would not be any poverty. No one will die of hunger. Poverty is man-made. Man themselves have created poverty. By the unequal sharing of resources, we have created poverty. If we share the wealth, its utility increases many times. If we share knowledge, it also increases. Sharing can solve half of the problems in the world. 6. Mysterious time. If there is anything most mysterious on this world, it is time. As we find in science fiction stories, we can reach into the past on a time machine, but that is perhaps never possible. The speed of time is continuously current flowing towards the future. So against the rules of the nature, it is never possible to reach into the past. However, we can reach the future. If we are empowered with the power of science and can travel into different dimensions, then it is possible. The mythological stories say that when it is one day in heaven, 1 year passes on our earth. The scientific explanation is that in different dimensions, the speed of time is different. So, if we go to a different dimension where passing 1 day is equal to 1 year on the earth, then in that dimension, after passing 100 days and returning to the earth, it will be seen that 100 years have passed here. Again, the rivers can also happen. If we can reach one such dimension where passing 1 year is like passing only 1 day on this earth. Different dimensions have different speed of time. Who is controlling the speed of time? He is one and only the Almighty. He is the soul of the universe. He controls the speed of time. He is so powerful that he can stop the speed of time. If the speed of time stops, then all the objects of this universe will stop at the same time. Perhaps most of us don't know that every object of this universe is revolving, centering around some or the other object. Stopping of time means all the moving objects of this universe stopping simultaneously. As we find in Mahabharata, during the war, Sri Krishna was imparting the knowledge of the Gita to Arjun. He had slowed down much the speed of time. Now the question is, can the speed of time flow in the opposite direction? Perhaps it is not possible against the rule of nature. The Almighty God also perhaps does not intend so. 7. We and the earth. On this earth, however, great and intelligent we might consider ourselves. Perhaps we are many stars from where it takes millions of years to reach our earth. We have been able to travel to very few places of this space. What is there in the depths of this earth? We have very little knowledge about that as well. We have been able to make a hole only up to 12 kilometers. We have not yet been able to reside permanently in the depths of the ocean or in the upper layers of the atmosphere. We are a very small creature. We, the human species, make up only 0.01% of the biomass of this earth. Our capacity to feel is limited. With the naked eye, we cannot see microorganisms. We can hear from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. We cannot hear many sounds. We cannot experience many tastes, many smells, and many touches. Our world of feelings is limited. There is a huge world beyond this world of our feelings. What is happening in the other dimensions outside this dimension of ours? Our knowledge about that is very little. Many perhaps do not know the activities of our body, our feelings, our thinking power are often controlled by microorganism and various types of hormones. If we analyze the timeline of this universe, we will find that 1,380 crore years ago, the Big Bang happened. The universe was created and space and timeline started. 456 crore years ago, creation of this earth. 390 crore years ago, creation of the first life on this earth. 38 crore years ago, creation of tree-like plants. 23 crore years ago, the first dinosaur. 15.5 crore years ago, the first bird. 10 crore years ago, the first bees. 6.5 crore years ago, the dinosaur species was completely destroyed. 300,000 years ago, creation of human species in Africa. 38,000 years ago, the humans learned to tame dogs. 6,000 years ago, human civilization. 5,000 years ago, use of coins started first in China. 4,500 years ago, beginning of Hinduism. 2,500 years ago, Buddhism. 2,000 years ago, Christianity. 1,400 years ago, Islam. 500 years ago, advancement of science. 200 years ago, Industrial Revolution. 25 years ago, Technological Revolution. 50 years ago, globalization. I mentioned so many events as I want to show that the history of human civilization on this earth is very little. To explain this, many believe that within this 3 lakh years, human civilization has been destroyed and recreated many times. But we do not have any proof. The proof that we have got is that the human civilization has started on this earth nearly 6,000 years ago. Many think that the human species has come to this earth from a different planet because there aren't much similarities with the other creatures of this earth with the humans. We are on this earth for a very little time. We are here by taking advantage of the hospitality of this earth. This earth has made us its own and has given us all kinds of opportunities and benefits. However, if we disrespect this earth, then it can destroy us. No one is comparable to us in destructive works. For how long will this earth tolerate our torture? We have already destroyed 83% of wildlife and 50% of plant life. We have ourselves made this earth unfit for our own survival. One day our greed and stupidity will become the reason of our destruction. When no human will be left, who will praise the awesome beauty of this earth? Who will be able to feel the beauty of this earth like us? Perhaps there isn't any, so the earth has given us opportunities many a time. The time has come to change ourselves. Now only sustainable revolution can prolong the human civilization. Timeline: 1900 to 2100. 1914 to 1918. First World War, 1918 to 1920. Spanish flu epidemic, the reason for the death of crores of humans. 1928. Penicillin, the first antibiotic, was discovered. 1929 to 1939. The Great Depression. All over the world, GDP had gone down by about 15%. 1939 to 1945. Second World War. 1945. The first nuclear weapon was used. 1945. United Nations was formed. We can consider 1945 as an important year of the human civilization because quite a few important events had taken place in this year. 1945 to 1991. Cold War. Cold War between USA and Soviet empires lasted for a long time. 1979. Eradicating smallpox from the whole world was possible. 1981. Identification of AIDS. 1983. Internet. 1986. World population crossed 5 billion. 1990. World Wide Web. 1990. Hubble Space Telescope was launched. 2001. Draft sequence of human genome was published. 2012. The first human-made object escaped from our solar system and entered the interstellar space. 2020. Coronavirus pandemic. After 1945, another important year of the human civilization is 2020. From this year, humans will progress towards sustainable revolution which will prolong human civilization on this earth. 8. Microorganisms. We are never alone. We live and surrounded by microorganisms. We cannot see them with our naked eyes, but they are everywhere. They are the smallest living organism. We all have a negative perception in our mind towards microorganism. Virus, bacteria, etc. causes many diseases in our body. So we despise them. Since my childhood, I have been curious about microorganism. I have realized that we, and up until now, whatever the scientists have researched and learned about microorganisms is way too little. Microorganisms have a separate world. We cannot see them normally with our naked eyes. We cannot perceive their world. Many of us do not know that more than 6 billion microorganisms live inside the mouth of a healthy person, compared to total human population of Earth, which is 8 billion. Most of us do not know that only less than 1% of microorganisms are harmful for us, and the remaining more than 99% of microorganisms, most of them are useful for us. Microorganism takes our body back to the nature after our death. Microorganism controls our thoughts, our feelings too. Microorganism helps to complete many necessary functions in our body. Microorganisms play a very important role in our formation and revolution. Microorganism has formed millions of years ago than the human species, and it will exist millions of years more than the human species. We live in a particular layer of the earth, but microorganism lives in different layer and in different temperature and everywhere, in water body, in land, in the atmosphere, and in the core of the earth. 9. Change of an era. I was born in a small green village. The spectrum of modern life did not reach there. Electricity was yet to come. Most of the village roads were muddy. Concrete houses were hardly seen. Most of the houses made of either mud or bamboo. Greenery was all around. We used to enjoy the serene green beauty deeply. On the right side of our home, there was a muddy road. On the left, a bamboo garden was there along with different plants and trees. Among them were several fruit trees like mango, blackberry, guava, jackfruit, sapodilla, banana, and jujube. Many flower plants were also there. A sandalwood tree and a shishu tree were also there. My grandma used to grow a variety of vegetables in the kitchen garden, like green chili, eggplant, and tomato. We never bought these vegetables from the market. We had cows, and I used to go for cattle grazing with my grandmother. I cannot explain the level of stamina of my grandmother even at that old age. She was a vegetarian and was very fond of birds and animals. Cooking for around 10 street dogs and cats was a regular practice of our household. They were her very favorite. I used to see that flocks of birds like stork, pigeon, and crow gathered after her lunch. My grandma used to feed them. After finishing the food, those birds flew away in the open sky immediately. I watched them daily. We used to enjoy the first rainy day of the monsoon with great pleasure and enthusiasm. We played in the rains throughout the day. That pleasure of the first rains of the season was priceless for us. There were so many images of the rainy season. The sound of the raindrops falling on the tin-made roof, the croaking of frogs, the chirping of crickets, the deep and quiet night, the rustling of leaves. My father used to read the newspaper or do some office work in dim light. I and my two sisters studied in the light of the lantern. Mother did her cooking with a small oil lamp in the kitchen. Now, I'm 34 years old. I stay at the Kolkata metropolis. Here, there is light everywhere. Times have totally changed. Electricity, electric light, fan, AC, gas, smartphone, laptop, smart TV, shopping mall, multiplex, park, e-commerce, and many such things have become the indispensable parts of our lives quite unexpectedly. We could not even imagine such a lifestyle in our childhood. Even amidst the grandeur of the city, we are unable to enjoy the festivals the way we enjoyed the Durga Puja or Lakshmi Puja in our villages. I began studying in a small primary school of our village, where the students used to sit on the floor. There were no tables, chairs, lights or fans in the school. We played with our friends in the school playground. We used to climb trees, pluck raw mangoes, and shared with our friends. We had a close relationship with our friends and had long, fun-filled chats with them. My son, who now studies in an international school, will not be able to feel the fun and pleasure of our childhood, sitting in his AC classroom. No one from this generation will be able to understand that. Now our lives have changed to a great extent. Advancement and modernism have given us many benefits which we cannot deny. The whole world is now within our control. Now, cooking is done in gas ovens. Previously, it was done in earthen ovens with coal, sawdust, cow dung cakes, or wood collected from the forest as the fuel. I have seen my mother facing a lot of hardships. She used to break coal with a hammer, make cow dung cakes. My father used to cut woods with an axe for the cooking fuel. We did not have cooking gas in our house. The times are changing fast. We cannot even imagine the possible changes in the coming 50 years. Language voice translator, 3D videos, conferencing, electric vehicles, commercial space travel will become easily available. Visiting the moon for honeymoon will be not at all an alien concept. Science will become much advanced. There will be human habitation beneath the sea. Another human civilization will grow there. There will be nothing to get astonished about. But if the Third World War breaks out, what will be its result? The number of lethal weapons the world has till date, it will be enough to destroy it completely. If there are global crises of electricity or drinking water, how will we survive? We have to prepare ourselves for that. We have to prepare ourselves for any emergency situations like pandemic, natural disasters, etc. 10. The mystery of the forests. I have an intense love for the forests from childhood. Forests are dangerous, but full of with the forests. I would not be able to appreciate the beauties of nature. I could not delve deep into the lessons of the science books if I did pay regular visits to the forests. I have been in love with the forests. There was a time when I stayed for many days in the forests of Duars, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. I have enjoyed the beauty of the mysterious forests. Many people have asked me whether it is necessary to conserve the wild animals like the tiger, lion, poisonous snakes or crocodile or not. I always insist on conservation. Science has explained the reason. If the animals like tiger, lion and poisonous snakes or crocodiles do not exist, the ecological balance of the forests will be destroyed. The food chain will break away. Man destroys the forests for their needs, and even unnecessarily. But if the forests perish, then the man will also cease to exist. Being a part of the ultra-modern civilization, many of us think that forests are not needed for us. Many of us are unaware of the fact that if there is no forest, no flora and fauna, then there will be no man also. Human civilization will be devastated. We all will die of the dearth of oxygen. I have closely watched wild animals and felt their emotions. I have realized their intense struggle and hardships to get food and exist. Seeing them in their habitat, many questions arose in my mind. I was able to find the answers from within the forests only. Plants get hold of solar power through photosynthesis. The herbivorous animals eat the plants as their food. On the other hand, carnivorous animals eat herbivorous animals as their food. When all these animals die, their bodies are decomposed by the microorganisms and mixed into the soil, thereby coming back to nature again. This is how energy is transferred in a cyclic order. When a tiger is compelled to kill a deer to satisfy its hunger, can we call this incident as an act of cruelty? Under the law of nature, one animal is forced to kill another. Energy is transferred by such a ruthless process. However, I have noticed that wild animals kill or attack another animal only for food or self-protection. Unlike human beings, they don't kill animals unnecessarily. Animals do not attack or rape a female without any reason. From that perspective, they are more human than human beings, and we, human beings, are much more brutal. The more I could relate myself with the forest, the more I could feel the intricacies of life and the world around me. I will tell you the mysterious stories of the enigmatic forests later. 11. Mystic light and mysterious darkness. The battle between the light and darkness is perpetual. Light is mystic, but darkness is mysterious. Light is the driving force of life, while the darkness shelters us after death. Many thinkers compare the cosmic universe with a dark chamber. In this dark chamber, we consider it as the ultimate reality, because the darkness was there before the birth of light, and darkness will prevail again after the destruction of light. However, my opinion is different. I always have been taking the side of light in the continuous battle between light and darkness. I think light is the ultimate reality. Darkness has no existence to me. The dearth of light is defined as darkness. It has no separate entity. Light, however little it is, can defeat the pride of darkness. From time immemorial, light has been trying to kindle the human minds with the rays of hope. Therefore, the main driving force of my life is Tamasa ma Jyotirgamaya, which means lead us from darkness to light. Great things emerge from small ones. Great things are created from small ones. So don't ignore small things. Tomorrow, it may transform into a large one. Do not consider yourself insignificant, else you will suffer from inferiority complex. Remember, the great things emerge from a small one. Life can be made from a small egg. What about our dear universe? Even the universe was created from an egg, and it is expanding continuously. It is growing in size every now and then. At first, you have to understand this universe at the micro level if you want to appreciate it at a macro level. So if you want to have an idea of the galaxy and other things, you have to understand the structure of molecules and atoms first. If you want to understand the soul, then you have to understand the self. If you don't appreciate your own self, you cannot realize the soul. The understanding of God is only possible if you can connect yourself to the cosmic soul. Only then we will appreciate the absolute reality or the Brahma. Don't get demotivated by whatever little progress you have achieved, and never demotivate others. Always remember, great things emerge from small things. Always try to forge ahead. Trust yourself that one day surely you will reach your goal. Remember, you have to face a number of failures to achieve success. You just need to make your attitude strong and forge ahead. Always remember, great things emerge from small things. 13. The religion that teaches people to love. The religion that makes people helpless is not mine. The religion that turns people into terrorists is not mine. The religion that teaches people the path of violence is not mine. The religion that teaches people to love, the religion that teaches people to serve, that religion is my religion. My religion is humanity. The world is one family. In my eyes, there is no difference between God and nature. My God is Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. My God is Satchidananda. God is one and unique. He is the controller of this universe. We are a tiny creature made up of Triguna. Our soul is part of the absolute soul. Our body is made of star dust. So this universe is within us. We have been created from the Panchabhuta, made up of Triguna. After death, we will disappear into that Panchabhuta again. From there, new life will be created again. Our bodies have death, but our souls do not die. The soul is immortal and indestructible. The soul can easily flow from one era to another, from one dimension to another, and in different eras, in different dimensions, born in different forms. The soul changes one body after another. Then once liberated and reunited with that absolute being. In this way, the soul merges with the absolute soul. Selflessness is godliness. In order to achieve that, first, you have to control Shadaripu. There is probably nothing more difficult than suppressing Shadaripu. So, it is not at all easy to realize that great God. There are different types of yoga to understand that God, such as Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, etc. Knowledge is the most precious gem in this universe. Knowledge is the most powerful weapon in this universe. Knowledge removes all the darkness of ignorance from our lives and leads us to the light. True knowledge liberates our mind, removes all narrowness of mind. True knowledge frees our minds from superstition, removes all pride from the mind, and makes us realize the true nature of God. Karma is the religion of life. Karma is worship. Without karma, not even the slightest welfare of this universe is possible. What is the purpose of this life? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. The only selfless action is needed to achieve these. Karma is the only way we can control it. Our karma is our true identity. From eternity to eternity, we have to enjoy or suffer consequences of our karma. Death may be avoided, but consequences of karma can never be avoided. The real goal of life is service. The one who loves the living, the one who serves God, the joy that comes from devoting oneself to the welfare of all, helping the helpless, is the real joy. Selflessness is godliness. There is nothing more beautiful and joyful in this universe than love and compassion. Maybe God created this universe with love and compassion. So the religion that teaches people to love, the religion that teaches people to serve, that religion is my religion. 14. Knowledge is the most precious gem. Humans are not the mightiest animal on this planet. Maybe that human beings are not even the most intelligent animal too. Even humans fail to acclimatize themselves with the passing away of time. Then how is it possible for human beings to proceed further in comparison with the other animals? What is the main reason behind the progress of the human civilization? The key factor is no doubt his language. Human being can express his feelings through his language very easily. The second reason is knowledge achieved through research by some educated and wise men. That knowledge has spread from one generation to another through language. And that knowledge is undoubtedly the absolute power. That knowledge emanating from research has given competitive advantage than all other animals. Hence, human species are commanding throughout the entire world. The main source of all creation in this universe is knowledge. Knowledge is the most precious gem. Knowledge is the most powerful weapon. The creature that is at the forefront of science and knowledge in this universe, that creature is the most advanced, the most powerful, perhaps the wealthiest. If aliens attack us in the future or any other big danger comes, then science and knowledge will protect us. It is therefore very necessary to enlighten every citizen in the light of education. We all have to work together for the favorable situation to come. 15. Learn for yourself and teach the next generation. We don't need a lot of money to improve this world. We want good education and a healthy mindset. Greed and stupidity are leading us to destruction. We need to think about how to develop the roots and wings of young children because they are our future. The green, smooth world seems to be disappearing, as if we are running out of all resources. Have you ever thought of the next generation? The way we are wasting resources, what will take place to them in future? Think about that a slight. Overpopulation and environmental pollution are serious problems in any developing country. Bigger problems than terrorism and corruption. But we have no concern. Keep the environment good. Don't get dirty unnecessarily. Don't litter plastic and mask here and there. Your little unconsciousness can cause the death of other animals. Plant trees regularly. Don't destroy the forest. If you do that, one day human civilization will perish for want of oxygen. Save animals that are endangered. Not competition. Willingly make cooperation the key to life. As we depend on each other in the food chain, let's give an example. Although small, bees play a significant role in the creation of this nature. For some reason, if the bees become extinct, then this human civilization will again become annihilate. We are unimportant in the face of this nature. If nature wants to take revenge for the violations we have committed, our existence will be wiped out in a few moments. We have come to this world with the hospitality of this nature. If we despise that nature, our destruction will be inevitable. Learn for yourself and teach the next generation. Don't waste resources. Rather, think of how to save them. Otherwise, the next generation will not forgive you either. 16. God consciousness. I believe in God. When I meticulously scrutinize His each and every creation, applying my scientific temper and spiritual knowledge, I realize that He is a great rationalist. The universe created by Him is like an enigma. He wants us to solve those mysteries with our intelligent and rationalistic mind. God is Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, absolute truth, absolute auspicious, absolute beautiful. Absolute truth is absolute auspicious. Absolute auspicious is absolute beautiful. Absolute beautiful is absolute truth. He is Satyam, the possessor of all sorts of knowledge. He is Shivam, who always devotes himself to the welfare of this universe. He is Sundaram, the provider of matchless, unparalleled beauty, ever delightful God. God is Satchidananda. God is the divine truth. God is the divine consciousness. God is the divine bliss. Truth, consciousness, and bliss complement each other, are inseparable, and form Nirguna, formless Brahma. That Satchidananda, Nirguna, formless Brahma is the true nature of God. The consciousness of this universe is one and unique Brahma. The source of all being is that consciousness. God is omniscient, the creator of this universe, a great artist and a great scientist. What is the religion of that great God? Work is the religion of that great God. He devotes himself unselfishly to the welfare of the universe, always engaged in action. God has given an artist or a scientist the divine power to create something new. A wise person has the ability to understand God. Many question me, what is my belief in God? There is no difference between God and nature in my eyes. I have seen God in nature and nature in God. But some people worship God, but they ignore nature. That's not right, because there is no difference between God and nature. We are created from this nature, and everything we are collecting, everything from this nature. For our survival, we are enjoying the exquisite beauty of this nature. After our death, we will disappear into that Panchabhuta also. From there, new life will be created then. We have come to this world with the hospitality of this nature. If we despise that nature, our destruction will be inevitable. 17. Admiration deserved. There is an absolute joy in stimulating love and the destitute. There lies success in life. But this is not at all a simple way. Everyone can't give oneself for everyone. Then, what is the easiest way to have joy in life? Giving pleasure to others. Let's have some examples. Suppose your better half has cooked very well, or you have called on a household where you have been served tasty food. If you praise the food, but you are not getting trifling at all for it, rather the person who cooked will be satisfied. Suppose your husband or your wife has certain innate quality. Maybe she is great at composing a magnificent poem or can draw unique pictures. You can praise that quality. There, you can't have light at all. Maybe your husband or wife is struggling hard to work day and night to earn a flourishing life. Please don't hurt him or her by comparison with anyone else. Give him or her the praise he or she deserves. Suppose your son or daughter has got a meager success. Congratulate him or her for the slight success he or she has had. Praise him or her for that achievement. That praise will inspire or motivate him or her in life. Take care of these things, because these are things for the success of your child. If you admit your child to a leading school, he or she will be successful if you spend a lot of money. Change this mentality. Suppose you are a teacher. You notice an improvement in your student. No matter how poor the improvement is, you should encourage him or her. Give him or her the praise he or she deserves. As a result, he or she will get the motivation to move forward in life. Suppose you're working in an office. Your boss has done great work. Then praise your boss. Take it also that you are the boss in your office. An employee has accomplished excellent work. Later, you should praise that work. If you appreciate his or her work, there you can't get insignificant at all. In this way, we can bring huge changes in the ambience of our home and office environment with a slight effort. Every person in this world loves admiration. Praise gives joy to their mind, motivates them to work anew. Everyone has some or another quality. Praise him for that quality. That will motivate him in every step of his life. Never criticize anyone unnecessarily. Remember that we are not perfect. Each of our faults is printed on the back. Hence, we don't see them. Despite praising one another, we like criticizing them. Even a scientist who sacrificed his full life for research and the prosperity of human civilization has to endure that he has not made any effort to develop society by entering politics. What could be more social than science research? But this society still wants to condemn him. If one does not have the praise he deserves, instead, if he is unnecessarily criticized, he will be emotionally confused. His attitude will be greatly reflected in his work at home and in the office. That is why mental turmoil and frustration have increased so much now. There is a lot of competition in today's life. Therefore, don't get frustrated by criticizing someone unnecessarily. 18. Corona, zoo, and some caged birds and animals. Since my childhood, when I used to visit any zoo, All on a sudden, my mind became indifferent. Seeing the caged animals and birds, it seemed to me as if we are doing injustice to them. Who wants this type of life in a cage? What is their sin? In 2020 and 2021, when we are almost under house arrest for COVID-19, we can feel their mental agony more and more. At this juncture, many of us desire to go for a walk on the hilltop or on the seaside beach, but we are helpless. When can we be able to take deep breath under the open sky? We are all eagerly waiting for the bright day to come. Those caged birds too dream day and night. If they can somehow manage themselves to get out of the cage, they will fly into the blue sky. They will fly in the mountains, in the sea, and in the open sky. If you truly love birds, please don't pop them into cages. This is my earnest request to you. Leave and fly them in the open sky. Let them enjoy their own life. 19. Treasure trove. What we mean by treasure trove is precious, hidden treasure that we have not yet discovered. We all think that if we are able to discover that treasure trove, our sorrows will be removed. Our lives will be filled up with various pleasures and luxuries. Now, if I question what is the most precious gem in this world, what is the most powerful weapon in this world, because of our dearth of knowledge, we don't know it. Therefore, maybe for that lack of knowledge, in spite of getting the most precious gem close to our hand, we could not recognize it and rather throw it away. If we are given the most powerful weapon in this world, but we don't have sufficient knowledge to apply, then we will not gain anything with that weapon. When people did not learn to use the fire for their own benefit, like other animals, they too were terrified to see the fire. Did human beings ever think that this fire would take human beings a few steps forward than other species? This hidden treasure was in nature, in front of our eyes, but people have to wait thousands of years to discover it and use it for their necessities. Then I want to mention another notable invention, that is electricity. It has not been long since people have learned to use this electricity for their own requirement. Electricity took human civilization a few steps ahead. But people were afraid of this electricity. This electricity has been there in front of our eyes for ages. But we could not use this electricity for our own needs, simply owing to lack of knowledge. Maybe there are many such hidden treasures in our nature. They are before our eyes, but we cannot recognize them for lack of our knowledge. We cannot use them. In the future world, when we will be able to enlighten ourselves more in the light of knowledge, maybe then we will be able to discover many a treasure trove that will lead human civilization to a few more steps ahead. 20. A child's personality. Parents, households, and the environment play a crucial part in constructing a child's personality. We should remember that they are tracking us. Whatever we instruct them, they will learn. Every parent wishes their child to be particularly considerable. To be big does not just mean owning a lot of wealth. To be big means leading positive change in society, moving society towards progress and light. It is not right to think that a boy or girl will develop into a human being just by enrolling in enormous schools and investing a lot of money. Many parents pressure their children for good results. It is not desirable. In this process, the achievement will never take place for children. They require to be taught to dream. Dreaming is particularly essential to turn into significant in life. Those who yearn to dream high and strive incessantly to fulfill that dream are the most dynamic. They get victory in life. All adversity succumbs to them. Those who try regularly can never surrender. Those who think failure is a pillar of success can never lose. As night comes after day, so the day falls after night. Those who earnestly trust in this concept and make incessant efforts can never surrender. It is our responsibility to improve their roots and wings so that in the future, every kid can prove themselves, fulfill their dreams. That is why not only parents but also teachers have to perform a leading role. We require making certain that every child develops their roots and wings to the fullest.